like the secret compartment stuff. I think all guys like that. Maybe it comes from watching too many 007 and spy movies and stuff like that. How they hit a button and this door spins around or their fireplace spins around and it's got all their machine guns and rocket launchers and everything on the other side of it. But there are companies that manufacture different types of furniture that have concealed compartments in them. The first one is called the New Jersey Concealment Furniture.
Wait, New Jersey?
I know. Not big on guns in New Jersey, but apparently they're big on concealed gun furniture in New Jersey.
All right.
This New Jersey Concealed Furniture, they manufacture curio cabinets with concealed compartments. They have desks with concealed compartments, mirrors, nightstands, some dressers. They make a lot of stuff. And you look at these things and it looks like a regular dresser or regular nightstand. And unless you know how to open this secret compartment, you'd never know that it's concealing a gun. So those are pretty cool. There's another company that's very similar to that called Stealth Furniture. And they manufacture mirrors, coffee tables, end tables. They have a book. They even have a book that kind of locks up that you can store your guns in. They sell fireproof bags. If you have some documents or valuable jewelry or whatever, you can put these in the fireproof bags if you don't have a large safe. And they also have here's a real cool thing about Stealth Furniture. They have a really nice collection of patriotic decor that has hidden compartments for gun storage. And, they have flags, they have, wooden, looks like wooden signs with like the Bill of Rights on them and stuff like that. But they open up and they conceal a firearm. Again, the pros they're hidden from view of burglars. Burglars probably aren't going to find them. It's not one of the regular places that they look.
Unless they're listening to our podcast.
Well, that's true. But even then, people forget. You can access them too real quick too. So that's another pro. But again, the negative, they're not fireproof. One of the most popular companies that manufacture this type of stuff is called Tactical Walls. And they have some really, really nice stuff there. They have mirrors, picture frames, tissue boxes. They have shelves that fold down, lamps that have secret compartments in them, wall clocks. And they all have beautiful interiors. When you open these mirrors or picture frames or whatever, they have nice shelving, and these all inset into your wall. You cut out the drywall, and they mount. It looks like the mirror is flush with the wall, but when you open it up, you've got all that storage space in there, and it's really beautiful. They have lights that you can put in there so it lights up the interior. And again, the pros, hidden from view, hidden from burglars, quick access. Again, though, the negative, not fireproof.
Well, what is fireproof are larger safes. And one thing that I like about the larger safes is when you are away from your house, this provides you a peace of mind. These are heavy, they're difficult to steal, they can be bolted to the floor, and once they are bolted to the floor, those bad boys are not moving. And to gain access, some of them have a combination only, some are biometric, some have both, and some you have a keypad so you can punch in a code. But in case of an electromagnetic pulse, the EMP that all of the preppers tell us about, if that happens, if you have something other than the combination
dial,
the dial combination, you're not going to be able to access the contents of your safe. And a safe is useful for storing things other than guns. Obviously, you want to protect your guns, but again, Tim mentioned this back in the concealed carry furniture, the concealed furniture, that if you've got papers, photographs, family heirlooms, jewelry, if you keep cash in your house, this would be a good place to keep it. And the fire rating, I mentioned fire rating just a little bit ago, but what that means is if the fire rating is 30, 45, 60, this is in minutes. So if your house catches fire, the contents of the safe will be protected from damage up to the fire rating. And some larger safes may even have a fire rating of 90 minutes. And because we're in Florida, we have humidity all around us.
You can literally chew the air down here.
Sometimes during the summer, yes, you can. So your safe is not protected from the humidity either. So you've got to get a dehumidifier for your safe to pull the moisture out. If you lock your guns up in a safe with a lot of moisture, then you're
going to have rusty guns.
Yeah, your guns are going to rust and corrode, and if you have to pull one out for an emergency, it may not work. So these are some of the reasons why I like the safe, and that there are certainly a lot of varying sizes of the safes. You don't have to get the largest one that bolts to the floor, but even if you get a shorter one, you can still connect it to the wall, and it will still be secure.
Or the floor. Yeah.
Or the floor.
Yeah, and they also, some of them come with light kits, or you can buy an aftermarket light kit to put inside that kind of lights them all up, and that looks really cool. Plus, it's functional because you can see, where your guns are, your magazines, and other things that you have in the safe.
If you spring for the extra money and get one of the really large safes, some of them may already come with a light, but some of the smaller ones or medium-sized ones do not come with a light. So that is a good idea to get a light kit to light up the inside of your safe.
And always, when you think you know what size safe you're going to need, get the next size up, because you're going to run out of room pretty quickly in the safes. So get one bigger than what you think you're going to need.
We know this from experience.
Yes, we do. Well, my friends, that's just about going to do it for episode 3 of the Speaking of Guns podcast. Please like us on Facebook. You can find us there at facebook.com/Speaking of Guns podcast. That's the best place to communicate with us, ask questions, give us some suggestions on future show topics. Also, remember that our show notes can be found on our website, and that's at www.speakingofgunspodcast.com. You'll find links there to everything that we talked about in this episode and also past episodes.
And we would also appreciate it if you would go to Stitcher and iTunes and give us a positive review. It helps us come up higher in the searches and makes it easier for folks like you to find us. Also, be sure to hit the subscribe if you haven't already, so you'll get our new podcast pushed to your podcatcher as soon as we post them.
And as always, we encourage you to join one or all of the gun advocacy groups, whether it's the National Rifle Association, the Gun Owners of America, or the Second Amendment Foundation. They're out there fighting the good fight for the Second Amendment, and we need to support them so that they can support us. Until we all chat again, my friends, train often.
And train safely.
Listening to the Speaking of Guns podcast with Tim and Janet Shields. Visit us on the web at www.speakingofgunspodcast.com. Until next time, train often, train safely.